What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to The Real Reality, where not only do you get motivated and inspired to be the best that you can possibly be, but also sometimes get to put your thinking caps on and get to consider the things that you might have not considered. In today's Plate for Thought, we're going to be doing a little bit more than just thinking. We're actually going to have to use some imagination. So, I want you guys to imagine that you have just found a absolutely brand new island that you did not know of, and that island is like the size of Hawaii. Now it's gonna be on the planet Earth, so we can make it a little bit easier. But imagine that that island has never been inhabited by any humans, so there's no civilization on there. And what you're in charge of is creating a civilization. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to go all over the world and gather 100 people, 100 humans from all 7 continents. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them on the island to live together. Now, the one thing about those humans is it's not going to be just anybody. It's going to be children that are going to be no older than 6 years old. And for the convenience of this exercise, let's say that they all speak the same language. So, right before you leave the island and you let them have fun, you get to do one really important thing. You get to give them 4 things to assist them and, let's say, give them a head start in their development. So those 4 things are going to be one thing of 4 categories. So one thing in each category. And it's going to be one out of all of them in order to kind of give them assistance, should you say. So the 4 categories are entertainment, education, medication, and resources. So, to kind of give you guys a better idea of what you're going to be giving is, let's say, think of entertainment. Think of all the things that you find yourself entertained by in today's society. What do you think is going to be the one thing that you can give those children in order to assist them in their progress? Now, one thing that I might have forgotten to mention is the next time you're going to visit that island is going to be in 500 years. By that time, it's most likely not going to be you that's going to be in charge of that experiment, but it's going to be somebody else. But they're going to do the same thing. They're going to go to the island and they're going to give them another set of 4 things. So, what you're in charge of is 4. Entertainment, medication, education, and resources. So, entertainment. Would it be a movie that you would give them? Would it be a song by Waka Flocka? Would it be a painting? Whatever you decide. Would it be a sport that you want to introduce them to? Anything that you might think is going to help them out. As far as education, what piece of information would you give them? What advice, what tip would you give them? And I'm not talking about creating run-on sentences, a whole paragraphs of what you're going to give them. Think of something simple, something that is not too complicated, something that if you tell a child, he will be able to take advantage of it at that very moment. But it's also going to be important and significant enough for them to look back on it even 500 years ahead of time. What piece of information would you give them? Now, as far as medication, what is the one medicine that you would give them, or the one technique, or whatever it is that will keep them healthy, just overall well-being of the body, in order to heal themselves if they ever needed to in the future. And the last category is resources. And most likely by resources, what I mean is not like give them water or plants or anything like that, because most likely they're going to have that on the island. But what tool are you going to give them? And yes, it's absolutely acceptable if you say a Swiss blade or whatnot, but try to think of something that is going to be able to help them out in the future as well. So those things are, I would say, the 4 categories that somebody would kind of come in contact with at least once, almost every day. So that's why I found them to be important. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why I even want you guys to consider such a thing. A lot of people tend to leave change for others. They see something wrong, but yet they rather see somebody else make the change. And you might find this irrelevant to the topic that I was just talking about, but think about it, if you're even considering giving such a thing to children, the system, in such a long period of time, obviously, you care for children, and you give them such a thing, I absolutely 100% believe deep down that you know what's best for the world and humanity. So that's why I want you to think of it. And for yourself, you might want to ask yourself why you would give that particular thing out of those 4 categories out of anything else that you might consider. But that's free to decide. If you guys want to share those, you definitely can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post my recommendations and what I would give to those 100 children if I were ever given the chance. So if you guys would like to share, it would be awesome. If not, think of it, but don't think too much, You guys have a phenomenal day, just like I will, and be the best that you can. Because ultimately, change starts within oneself. I don't know who said that. Doesn't really matter who said that. It's the idea that matters. Keep that in mind. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful day. Bye.